Welcome to Stitches and Sundries. This is a podcast about cross stitch and stitchy goodness. I think it's episode 49 because we're almost to episode 50. And my name's Lauren. You can find me on Instagram at LaurenUpStitching. And yeah, this is a podcast about cross stitch. This is fun times. My cat is in the background, so you might hear her snuffling and snorting around and or being very bad. So we shall see. Like right now, being bad. Dusty. Sorry. She scratches on door frames, but just when it's inconvenient for me. Like most of the time not, but just when it's inconvenient. Thank you. It has been 2 weeks since I was last here, and I have a little bit of stitching done. Not a ton. I was crazy busy. I have stored up all the summer stuff that people are like, it's summer, it's time to go do stuff. And I dumped it all in like 4 weeks in fall. So I'm watching Dusty. That's why I keep looking over there. So I've been busy, but I do have some stitching. I have been to 2 fall festivals, which were great. I missed the big one here. It was too hectic. It was too chaotic. It was too big almost. And then we had our family pumpkin carving, which is always fun. And we had, I want to say 15 or 16 kids, which is not all the kids in my family, but it's a good chunk of them. And that was a lot of fun. It was just really nice. It was a nice day. The weather held up for us, and got to enjoy the fallness of it all. If you guys cannot hear her on camera, I will be shocked. She is snorting so much. Just everything smells weird. So she's just huffing and puffing. Where was I? So we had the pumpkin carving. I went down for my birthday with my dad. We went down to Wardinsville, West Virginia. And it is a little town at the end of Corridor H, kind of right before you get into Virginia. And it is a cute little town, but it is very small. It's like 2 streets. But not too long ago, a gentleman and his wife really heavily invested in that area. Like they personally have invested in revitalizing it. I think it's called the Lost River Territory, or the Lost River Park or State. It's some territory down there, and they have invested a lot of money. And they opened up this thing called the Lost River Trading Post, which is a trading post. It literally has food and snacks and like little things from all over the world. A lot of it's like fair trade, organic, like specialty food items, as well as a ton of local art and local artisan, everything from art, literal art, like photographs and paintings and sculptures and things like that, to, homemade honeys and jellies and specialty products that are made right there in the kind of surrounding area. And it's by the same company. It's not an attached building, but it's in the same like little area. A glass blowing place and the glass blowing you can get food at. So you can get food, and there's also, they import beers, so you can do all these specialty beers. You can sit and watch the glass blowing. It's really neat. So we went down there, and they also were having their fall festival, which was a combination like craft fair, yard sale, antique show. And it was amazing. It was so cool. We got so many fun little things. It was a perfect drive. It was like an hour and a half from here. It was great. I love doing that stuff. And now Wardinsville is 100% on my radar. There was a stall there doing very fantasy inspired things. So we got all this stuff for our game room. We play Pathfinder, which is an RPG. We play all that stuff. So our game room is now like got more fantasy elements in it. And I got some really great cookies. just fun stuff. It was just a fun day. And that's what my dad is always harping about, is he wants to spend more time with people. So an hour and a half drive seemed perfect. So that was really good. And then last weekend, I went to the Hagerstown Fiber Festival, which I have to show you. I'll show you what I got there. Oh, hang on. So I got this. I got a bunch of other stuff, but I got this because I had to, because it was making me laugh too much. So this is just a cool little frame that has been wire wrapped, have this tree growing out of it. It's just really neat. But it was a frame, and as soon as Sarah saw it on the table, she was like, "You're not getting that." And I was like, well, I had no intention to, but now I do. So I got this little frame. We got some other stuff. We got like a potion bottle that was like all decked out, and a thing that hangs in your window that's got a prism in it. Just some cute little stuff. But I love that, and it's gonna go, I'm gonna put some shelving up in this room and put little knickknacks from my stitching. I actually thought I could get something in here, like something really small, but the way they've wrapped the wire, you can't use the frame, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, like you could stick something small in there and it would be cute. But anyway, yeah, so very cute. And then we went to the Hagerstown Fiber Festival, and it was their first one. I've been to the Frederick Fiber Festival in Maryland, and I have been to Maryland Sheep and Wool. I think I've been to that one. I might not have been to Maryland Sheep and Wool, but I'm aware of Maryland Sheep and Wool, which is a huge, huge one. I don't think I've actually been to that. Maybe I've just heard about it enough that I'm making memories. But this was the first time Hagerstown has done something, and it was their first one, so it was pretty small. But man, did they not disappoint. They had, I want to say, they had the yarn shop in Hagerstown was hosting it, so they were there. I have lost power. Is it going to come back? Oh. There we go. That was a long one. I was concerned. It's always something. It's always something. I'm recording late today because I was waiting around all morning for my dad to stop by. He was like, called me first thing this morning and was like, "I'll be by, I gotta drop something off." And I'm like, well, I don't want him to drop it off while I'm in the middle of a podcast, so I'll just wait. Almost 2 o'clock. I hate that. So, and then the power goes out. That would have just sealed it for me. But, so they had, the yarn shop was there. They had a couple of yarn dyers. But more than that, they had people making, they had a lot of people make it with roving, like the loose wool that you can do felting with, and you can do all kinds of fun weaving with. And there was a weaver there, all kinds of a variety. When we went to Frederick, it was yarn dyers, like almost exclusively. Tent after tent after tent of yarn products and yarn dye and dyed yarn and indie dyed yarn. And I mean, that's what you went for, totally. It was great, don't get me wrong. But this was just such a variety of people. And I bought, there's a person doing these really cool wall hangings. I bought one of those. And there was a cross stitch. There's actually there's 2 cross stitch tents. One was making the little stands so you can put your pattern and you have all your floss in the little drawer. They're beautiful stands. And one was making patterns and selling needle minders. So I got a little needle minder of a froggy in a teacup. Super cute. It's a little thick. The magnet is not as strong as you would like because of the thickness of the clay, but I mean, it's so cute. Look how cute that sucker is. And then, hang on, I'm going to take it out of this little baggie. To fundraise for the next one next year, they were selling pins. I don't know if you can see that. Hagerstown, first annual. It's Maryland with a ball of yarn. Super cute. And I'm going to turn that into a needle minder too. So I got 2 needle minders from that store, from that festival. It was great. It was also, I went with my awesome friends Mary and Ruth. And it was just the best girls' day. It was just a perfect girls' day. The weather was perfect, the drive was perfect, the company was perfect. It was just fantastic. So that was very nice. Stick these back over here. So yeah, that was my week, 2 weeks, whatever it has been. This hair is getting out of control. So enough about it. I yammered. I showed acquisitions. Let's talk about cross stitch. I have 4 whips. Nothing finished. 4 whips. 3 whips and a new start, but it's a new start of a thing you've already seen. So let's do that. Let's do a new start. So this is November from the Flowers of the Month series by Maurer-Stroh. These are free on her website. I say it all the time. These are free on her website. And I have made a pretty significant start. I realized I started this on the 12th, realized it was the 12th and I hadn't started the next month, and realized I better get my butt into gear because sometimes I'm not the fastest in the world. So there's my progress. I think it's turning out really great. I'm actually loving the yellow on this gray. I was a little wary, but as I stitched it, I just fell in love more and more. So it's looking really good. I'm stitching this on 28 count dappled gray, a linen of some kind. I probably have that wrong. It said linen on the bag, but it doesn't feel like linen. It feels like Jobelin. But yeah, it is turning out really nicely. I'm probably, it says 30% in my book. It says 30%, so that's pretty good. Yeah, so coming along on that, I'm going to dedicate some time to it this week and try and catch up on the progress I've missed for the first half of the month. It's already the 19th, so this got to be finished quickly. I'm not the quickest. So yeah, I have enjoyed these, and October is in my office now and looks great and is very eye-catching when you first walk into my office. So I've gotten a lot of compliments on it. They're fun. I'm definitely like ready to be done with the series. I'm like getting luckily they're short, they're small, they don't take the whole month to complete, so I don't feel like I'm like once they're done, I have many days off between them. So it's nothing like that. I'm just like, okay, I've done flowers. I've done lots of flowers. It's time to be done with the flowers. But I have November, December, January, and March left to go. But only 4. That's not bad. It's coming. It's coming. Okay. So that is November. Coming along. And here's the other thing. I have to introduce that every month, and I have like very little to say other than it's a new flower. It looks great on the fabric I chose. I choose good fabric. It's a little hard. All right. Now into whips. So the next whip I have is Giant Silk Moth by Night Spirit Studios. I'm really enjoying this one. This is a lot of fun to stitch. Not as much progress on it as I would have hoped, but I made some gains. So there we go. So I have finished all the, there was some like, this was like done out to here, but it wasn't like filled in. So I've got all the black outlining done there. Got his little antennas on and started filling in his, the wings down there. There is another layer of bottom wing that's just not outlined yet, but it's coming along. It is stitching up really quickly. It is surprisingly stitching up really quickly. It is, yeah, I'm looking at my book. The book has much better memory than I do. Oh, I didn't show you. I'll show you my stickers here in a minute. I'm about 25% done. There is the, above and below is the triangles of flowers and like wrought iron or whatever. So I haven't even touched that. but it feels like I've gotten more done. This one is on 36 count linen. I believe it is a picture of this plus linen, but it was a scrap of linen, so I don't know the color. But it's looking great. I'm loving the blue and the red and the black. Like, I love that color combo. So, I'm pleased with it. I tried stitching this. Okay, here's something interesting. So, it's interesting to me. I have commented on it repeatedly to people in my life. I have been dog sitting a lot more lately. So, in the past 2 weeks, I have sat for Dash again, the giant Great Dane, who's very a good boy. And a new client, I guess call them clients, who has 3 Bichon Poodle mixes. They're teeny tiny. One is a little yappy, but they're very good dogs. They're very sweet. I'll put a picture for you. They're very cute. They look like teddy bears. But nowhere in their house was set up to stitch. Now that is obvious, like nowhere in their house would be set up to stitch, of course. But nowhere in their house was set up to read. That was a weird one. And this is now the 3rd house I have been in, the 3rd person I've pet sit for, that I am like, I get to the house, I start to settle in, and I'm like, oh, there's no light. Like, once the sun goes down, it is dim as heck in their living spaces. Like, yeah, I could sit at the dining room table, break my neck and my back and my everything because I'm over 30, and like hunch at the dining room table, sure. But like, don't you have light in your comfortable spaces too? Like, where do you sit and read in the evenings? Where do you sit and do things? Do you not do things? And maybe that's my ADHD brain. Maybe that's just, chronic, like, I can't just sit and watch TV. I have to have something going on with my hands, and I have freaking terrible eyes, so I gotta see. And it's not like I don't want to say it's like a judgment thing, but I'm literally like walking around the house going, where do they sit and do things? Even if you don't do things while you're watching TV, where do you do them? And so that's been very interesting to like be in other people's spaces and see how they are comfortable and how it is not like, I bring my own whole setup now. Like, I bring a table and a light and I bring everything. And luckily none of the dogs are like so rambunctious that I can't just bring a light and be fine. But it's just interesting. It's interesting to see how people have especially their comfort spaces set up. And how I'm like, but one person did have a setup in their bedroom. Like obviously they read in bed, which I stay in people's homes. So that's why I know that. I don't just go snooping, but I stay in people's homes. And often they're like the Bichon people were like, we have 3 guest bedrooms. But we would like you to sleep in the master because that's where the dogs know to sleep. So please sleep here because the dogs will be uncomfortable. If you sleep in another room, like, they will freak out. So, but it's been very interesting to just see how people live. It's fun. It's interesting. It's like sociology, like anthropology, like happening as you're there. You're just like, oh, why do you do this? Something interesting. If the house has a man in it, there will be pickles in the fridge. If there is a man in the house, there will be pickles in the fridge. Isn't that interesting? If there is no man, there's probably not pickles. Or there's not like the volume of pickles in the house. That's not the right bag. Anyway, ramblings. I like my moth. It was hard to work at with the reason I thought of that is because I worked on this in the poodle house, and they were like, they wanted to be so close to me, and it's already dim, so I have to kind of like hold the thing like here to see what I'm doing. And also some of these stitches look real bad. They look real uneven because I couldn't see what I was doing. But I'm like holding this here and stitching, and they are like one was literally laying here. They are like pressed to me as I was trying to stitch. So I didn't get much done up there, but they were very cute the whole time. So that was a positive. All right. Whip number 2. Let's do this little one. So this is part of my ongoing micro, adding a tiny whip. And so this is Tombstone by Mill Hill. It's a Mill Hill kit. It's very cute. And for the longest time, I thought there was a ghost rising up behind there, just the way the, like, but it's the full moon and some, like, wisps. And I think that threw me off. And last time, I just had a teeny tiny bit of the Tombstone done. And this time, I am done all the crosses. I'm ready for beads. So, I'm going to put my hand behind. That is actually worse. I'm done all the crosses. And I'm ready to start the beading. So it's coming along very quickly. This is a lot of fun. It was a good, when we had people over. Oh, hey. Talking about, when we had people over, it was a good thing just having my hand. When we had people over for the pumpkin carving. And I talked about these and how I don't get a lot of use out of them. But look at that. It's perfect for this. Because the colors are pretty distinct. Once Sarah separated them for me, I was okay. So yeah, that's coming along really nicely. Once it's done, it might just go up in here, honestly. It's just a little cute thing. Or I might make it into a magnet. They give you a magnet to make it into a magnet. I like magnets. Anyway. Sorting all these beads is going to be a heckin' fun time, though, isn't it? Got it in my Hello Future bag. Which I love. All right, last whip, and then I have another teeny tiny bit of acquisitions, and then I'm done. So it's going to be quick and easy today. Like, I knew I didn't have a ton because I ran around so much. And I kept meaning to take Dramamine and stitch in the car. And I'm telling you, walking out the door, my brain turns off every single time. It does not work. So this next one is the CryptoNaturalist sampler by ScreamingHeartDesign. And this is one of my favorite projects right now. It is so, sorry, I have a hang now. Where'd the fat cat go? With its pooches. It went somewhere. This is one of my favorite. It's just a joy to stitch on. I hear her somewhere. Huffing and puffing. And there we go. So the last time you saw this, I could put in a picture, but I was to here. Like, that is where I was, and I had the words down at the bottom. So I've gotten all this done. I'm going to finish this corner probably today, honestly, because it's a lot of fun to stitch on. And so yeah, I am almost done all the way across. And it is looking so good. I am loving the sparkle to it. I am loving the green and the black. I cannot wait to have this. So I think I'm about 20% done, which I mean, this thing is big, like, but it does make me really want to tackle like a long dog sampler. There you are. Because just the working in the black or the single color of whatever color you choose, and just going and going and going and going is just really nice. It goes very smoothly. Like, obviously a piece that's, I mean, those are even bigger than this, are really dedicated projects. Like, you really got to put the time in. But it feels like you would just be happy the whole time you're working on it. I don't know. I love it. So yeah, I'm going to finish this corner and I'm going to do some more text, I think, just to break it up. Come here. You come here and tell these people hello, because you're so lovely. Come here. Come here. Rotato, potato. No. Look at this. She did not want to do that. This is my baby. There, you're happy now. So yeah, that is all my updates. I feel like I made some progress, but definitely probably even less than the week I was like, oh, I've gotten nothing done because we had people in. I feel like I've gotten even less done this time, but that happens. I go for a surgery in 3 weeks now, maybe 4 weeks. And at that point, I do not know what my upload schedule will look like. So I will have one more episode out before then. I'm getting surgery on my ankle, which is an issue. I have issues in both my ankles, but I've had them since I was in high school. It's been a really long road to get here to a point where I can possibly get this fixed. So while I'm like a little scared to be going under the knife, I am also like really happy to possibly get this fixed. But it will be like 6 weeks of downtime, like immobile downtime. So that seems difficult. Not looking forward to that. But I will surround myself with projects. If you've been watching for a really long time, I'm gonna finish that stupid blanket that I have not touched at all. Oh yeah, athlete. You might not like it, but that's what an athlete looks like. Here she comes. What you doing? Sorry, this is now cat moment. So, anyway, that happened. Oh no, there's a little tiny tail over here. Anyway, sorry. So that's my updates. I will definitely figure out what I'm doing about the surgery. I want to record, but I will definitely not be able to get down here. I always record in the basement. So I might just be in my living room, like surrounded by cushions and projects. So let me do a little tiny bit of acquisitions. These are my sister's gifts to me for my birthday, and they are awesome. So I'm going to show them to you. So first thing, she always gets me one of these, so I'm going to have the whole set soon. Oh, the littlest belly just flopped over there. She got me another Crazy Cat needle minder. This is from the Caffeinated Cat on Etsy, and they're very cute. So I have 3 of these now. And then she was very smart, and she got me a pack of DMC 310. This is 12 skeins of just black, of just 310. So she knows me. She was originally going to look for like the big long cone, but I actually don't think, for the way I stitch and the way I make floss drops, that would have been as effective as this. But for some reason she couldn't find one. So 12 skeins of just 310. Like, how great is that? So I laughed at that. I thought that was pretty funny. And then she got me the DMC Gold pack, 35 of their new colors. I don't think they're that new anymore, but so this is colors 1 through 35. So they're brand new colors. Well, brand new, but and let's see here. Slide this off. On the back, it has all the colors. Aren't those beautiful? And then, oh, it comes with a couple of free patterns, which is quite nice, so quite cute. They're just like, one of them's like a floral pattern, and one of them is, let's see here. Let me see. I looked at them once. Can't remember. Oh, one of them is a floral pattern. One of them is like trees. It's the alphabet in a font, and a little like cityscape. Very cute little patterns. Utilizing these colors only. So, look Look at that. Those are so pretty. Yeah. So that was an incredibly sweet gift. I will definitely use them. They make me very happy. And so, yeah, that's what my sister got me because she knows me and she's a good person. So that is everything. Nothing crazy in the world. I will be back in 2 weeks. Nothing's coming up. Nothing's weird. Halloween is coming up. I hope you have a wonderful spooky season. Will I be back before Halloween? 19th. I think I'll be back before Halloween. I'm literally trying to calculate in my head because my calendar's over there. I will be recording the day before Halloween. It won't come out until after Halloween though. So I might dress up. Maybe I'll do that. That seems like fun. Oh, and my 50th episode is going to be the Halloween episode. That seems quite nice. You are a gross gremlin. You know that, right? She's cleaning herself. If you can't hear that, be thankful because it's disgusting. All right. I love you. Have a wonderful week. Stay safe. Stay sane. Bye.